A very good morning to everyone. You're welcome in the class of social science. Today we will begin our new chapter, lesson number 12, India post independence. And this is the first video. Children, as I have already told you, whenever we are studying social, we should keep our textbooks with us. This is the this is in your textbook on page number 94. So please all of you open your textbooks. Here we can see the map of India in the year 1947. We can see that it is the same map as we are studying today, or the country is presently also is in the same shape. Okay. The map was of India on 15th August 1947. Now, India attained independence on 15th of August 1947. We all know that, right? That is the day on which we celebrate our Independence Day every year. On the previous day, that is on 14th of August 1947, Pakistan separated from India. That means Pakistan was given a separate identity of a different a nation which was completely new nation, and from Hindustan it became two different countries, which is Pakistan and India. Thus, along with the happiness of being independent, people of India had to face a whole lot of problems too. Due to the partition, approximately 80 lakh refugees came back to India from Pakistan. Why do you think the people must have to shift from their original birthplace, from Pakistan to India? It was decided that all the Muslims from whole of the Hindustan will go and settle down in Pakistan, and all the Hindus will migrate from Pakistan and come to India for their settlement, for their living. So nearly 80 lakh refugees came back to India. The rehabilitation of these refugees was a major challenge. Rehabilitation means उनका फिर से घर यहाँ पे बसाना, उनको कुछ काम धंधा देना so that they can earn their living. उनको food provide करना till the time they can earn their own money. This was a major challenge. Second challenge was to integrate the 562 small and big princely states into the United India. So when India got independence, there were 562 small princely states. See here in the map, we can see that the boundaries of the states are not as they are today. We can see Kashmir, Amritsar, Delhi, Jaipur, Ajmer, Jaisalmer. These were all different small princely states. There is no state border same as it is today. So when India achieved independence, there were 562 small princely states. The third major challenge was to build a stable political system to fulfill the expectations and hopes of the people and develop India into a strong nation. So these were very, huge challenges in front of the leaders at that time. First of all was to rehabilitate the refugees. Secondly, to integrate, that means to join together 562 small princely states into United India. And the third challenge was to establish a stable political system so that every Indian, is happy, all their hopes are fulfilled, or all their expectations are fulfilled. Why was India partitioned? What were the problems faced by our country after the partition? How did these political changes happen? All these questions will be answered in this chapter. Resolution of the Muslim League. The Britishers had always followed the policy of divide and rule. This we have seen in the chapters earlier. That the Britishers' only motto was to rule over our country. For that, they used every means to divide the Indians amongst each other. So, their main policy was divide and rule. They propagated the belief among the people of India that Hindus and Muslims, interests and culture. Many Muslim leaders were convinced that the Muslims will not be safe and the socio-political and cultural interests of the Muslims will not be taken care of in the independent India. So, the Britishers convinced the Muslims that if they continue to live in the free India, their cultural interests will not be taken care of. They were taught that being a Muslim, if you stay in a Hindu ruled country, which would be independent India, their own culture will not be safe. To safeguard the interests of the Muslim community and to ensure the development of both the communities, it was necessary to create a separate country. So, to safeguard the interest of Muslim community so that the Muslim community, they feel safe and they feel that they are also given the equal opportunity for development. It was necessary to create a separate country and that was Pakistan. In the Lahore session of 1940, the Muslim League passed the resolution that Pakistan would be formed in area having a majority of Muslim population. Henceforth, demand for Pakistan became the main goal of the Muslim League. Now, Muslim League, they were convinced, they were persuaded by the British that if they form a separate country, then only their own community interest will be fulfilled. So, their main goal or main demand became demand for the separate country as Pakistan became their main goal. Here in the picture we can see Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. He was the leader of Northwest, Northwest Frontier Province and he is accompanied by Gandhiji and they are in a peace rally we can see in the picture. The Mountbatten Plan. The British had to declare India independent, notwithstanding the intensity of the freedom movements. So, the British had no choice but to declare India an independent state or independent country because the intensity of the freedom movements was very high. Viceroy Mountbatten arrived in India in March in 1947. He was of the opinion that the partition was an inevitable condition of the independence of India. So, inevitable means they could not stop it, it was going to happen. He was of the opinion, he believed that. Otherwise, the entire country will face communal riots and many people would suffer due to it. So, he believed that if the country is not partitioned into Pakistan and India, whole of the country will be torn apart with due to communal riots and many people would suffer due to it. Many visionary leaders who knew the reality unwillingly accepted the proposal of the formation of Pakistan. So there were many leaders who understood what is the conspiracy going on, what do the Britishers actually want, but unwillingly they accepted the proposal of formation of Pakistan. The discussions and negotiations continued for 3 months over a series of meetings. Consequently, Mountbatten proposed the plan of the partition of India, which is known as the Mountbatten Plan. The British Parliament passed the Indian Independence Act that finalized the arrangements for the partition and abandoned the British sovereignty over the princely states. So, the British Parliament they passed the Indian Independence Act. That means they allowed India to be a free nation, but they finalized the arrangements for the partition. They were granting independence to India, but at what cost? They wanted Pakistan to be a separate country and abandoned the British sovereignty over the princely state. So from then on, the British would stop ruling our country. This was the Mountbatten Plan. In this picture, we can see the transfer of power, Mountbatten, Jawaharlal Nehru, Muhammad Ali Jinnah and VP Menon. So in this picture we can see the Britisher Mountbatten, Lord Mountbatten, he is signing the papers in which he is giving away the independence of India, and we can see Jawaharlal Nehru also, Muhammad Ali Jinnah also and VP Menon also. Next is the Indian Independence Act 1947. The clauses of the Mountbatten Plan were: 6. Hindus and Muslims in Punjab and Bengal legislative assemblies would meet and vote for partition. If a simple majority of either group wanted partition, then these provinces would be divided. That means the 6, the Hindus and the Muslims, those who were those who were in Punjab and Bengal, they had to vote for the partition. You know, there is Punjab in India as well as in Pakistan. In the same way, Bengal also was divided into two. So they had to vote that whether they want the partition or not. Sindh was to take its own decision. The fate of Northwest Frontier Province and Sylhet district of Assam was to be decided by a referendum. Referendum means where the entire group is invited, to vote for a particular proposal. Okay, so Northwest Frontier Province and the district of Assam was to be decided by a referendum. India would be independent by 15th of August 1947. The separate independence of Bengal was ruled out. So Bengal was initially they suggested that Bengal would be a separate state, but later on it was ruled out. That means it was not considered. A boundary commission to be set up in case of partition. The princely states could join any one of the unions, and if they were not willing to join any of the unions, then they were free to remain independent. Now understood, the princely states, any state which was still ruled by the princes, if they wanted, they could either join Pakistan, they could either join India. If they did not want to join any of the two unions, they can make their own separate country. See how wrong this was. This was we can say encouraging the princely states or the princes or the people to fight against the already independent state. According to the Indian Independence Act and the Mountbatten Plan, India was divided into India and Pakistan. Mountbatten was appointed as India's first Governor General, and Muhammad Ali Jinnah was as the first President of Pakistan. The struggle that had started in 1857 CE ultimately met its goal in 1947 CE. Sindh, Baluchistan, West Punjab, Northwest Frontier, and East Bengal were included in Pakistan. The rest of the regions remained in India. So, you saw the princely states, they were given the option to choose whether to join in India or to join in Pakistan. And amongst them, few states they joined Pakistan and the rest of the regions that they remained in India. Rejoicing the independence throughout the nation. A wave of happiness and celebration swept the nation. People were so much tired of British rule, that this independence which India secured made the people so happy that it was celebrated throughout the nation. And why not? Because Indians had been suffering this slavery from the Britishers since 200 years. We had become free from the shackles of slavery. Shackles of slavery means slavery की जंजीरों से हमको मुक्ति मिल गई, आज़ादी मिल गई. Innumerable revolutionaries and freedom fighters had sacrificed their lives. Many known and unknown people had contributed in a small or big way, even beyond their capacity in the freedom struggle to make us independent. So, nearly had contributed in small or big way. Many people, many revolutionaries and freedom fighters, they sacrificed their lives. Independence was not free. Okay, whatever we secured, whatever we achieved, वो हमको free में नहीं मिला था. Many people had lost their lives. Revolutionaries, freedom fighters, leaders. They tried, whosoever tried to achieve independence for our country. It was a hard earned independence. Many known and unknown people had contributed in small and big way, even beyond their capacity in freedom struggle to make us independent. So, आज़ादी हमको मुफ्त में नहीं मिली, बहुत सस्ती नहीं मिली, बहुत ही महंगी पड़ी. Those people, those families who had lost their sons, who had lost their family members in this freedom struggle, they only must be knowing the value. Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister of independent India, and he unfurled the tricolour flag of our country at the Red Fort in Delhi by replacing the Union Jack of England. So he unfurled the national flag on the Red Fort Delhi, and what was replaced? The Union Jack of England. The nation was rejoicing in the glory of independence. Everybody was celebrating. Next is the princely states. This topic we will cover in the next video. I hope you understood whatever is taught in this video. Thank you so much, children. Stay home, stay safe.